Alright guys, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about conditionals in JavaScript, especially if statement and switch. Now, conditionals are one of the most important concepts in programming because this is how we make our program think and make decisions. In real life, we do this every day. If it's raining, I carry an umbrella. If I'm hungry, I eat food. If my password is correct, I log in. JavaScript works the same way. So in this video, I'll explain if, else, and switch statements step by step using very simple examples. I'll also show you the result in the console and explain exactly why JavaScript behaves the way it does. An if statement checks a condition. If the condition is true, JavaScript runs the code inside the block. If false, JavaScript skips it. And these are the types of conditions we have. Alright, so let's go with a very basic example first. First, I create a variable called age and I store the value 18 inside it. Next, I write the if keyword. Inside the parentheses, I write a condition age greater than or equal to 18. So this means, is age greater than or equal to 18? If the condition is true, JavaScript will enter the curly brace and run code inside. Inside the block, I log a message to the console that says you are allowed to vote. Since age is 18, the condition is true, so the message appears in the console. Alright, so this is how it works. So let's move to the next example. Alright, so we are heading to the next example that is going to have what the else. I create a variable called password. Now I check if the password is exactly equal to 1, 2, 3. Notice I'm using 3 equal sign. That means strict comparison. If the condition is true, JavaScript logs login successful. If the condition is false, JavaScript skips the if block and goes straight to the else block where it logs wrong password. So else is basically what runs if the if condition fails. So this next example is going to consist of the if, of the else if, and the else. So let's start. First, JavaScript checks the first condition, is score greater than or equal to 90. If that's false, it moves to the next condition using else if. Here, it checks if score is greater than or equal to 70. Once JavaScript finds a condition that is true, it runs that block and stops checking the rest. If none of the conditions are true, JavaScript finally runs the else statement. So we are going to the next example, which is going to be a real world example. So first thing, we are going to store a variable username and we are going to store another variable password. Alright, so good. So inside the if condition, I'm using the logical and operator. This means both conditions must be true. The username must be correct and the password must be correct. If both are correct, JavaScript logs a welcome message. If either one is wrong, JavaScript runs the else block and logs invalid login details. Alright, so let's go to HTML and run this code. Now let's look at the console output. Notice how one message shows for each example. That's because JavaScript only runs block where the condition is true. This is how JavaScript makes decisions step by step. So this is for the first one, if 18, and you can see you are allowed to vote because our condition passed. So let's check the next example, which is this one, and you can see login successful. Alright, so let's go to the next example, which is this, and let's check it. So you can see grade B, that's what it ran. And let's check our real world example, which is this, and you can see welcome peace because our login was correct. So this is it. So let's go to the next part. So in this part of the video, we learned how if statement works in JavaScript. We covered the if, else, else if, real life logging example, logical operators inside conditions. So conditionals are the foundations of things like logging system, forms, dashboard, and user permission. So we're going to be going to the next part, which is all about switch. All right, so let's start. All right, so in the last part we talked about if and else. So right now we're going to be looking at the switch statement. So a switch statement is another way of making decisions in JavaScript, just like the if and else, but it is cleaner and better when you are checking one value against many possible options. So I'll explain it slowly line by line, and then at the end we'll compare if and switch using the same example, so you know exactly when to use each one. Here I'm creating a variable called day. I'm storing the value Monday inside it. This is the value JavaScript will check. This is the switch statement. Inside the parentheses, I put the variable I want to check, in this case day. JavaScript will now compare day with each case one by one. This is called a case. JavaScript is asking, is day equal to Monday? If the answer is yes, the code inside the case will run. If the case matches, this line runs and prints the message to the console. And the message in this console says, today is Monday. And break tells JavaScript to stop the switch once it finds a match. Without break, JavaScript will continue running the next case even when they don't find a match. Now we are in the next case. So JavaScript keeps checking. It keeps checking each case the same way until it finds a match. And you see this break? Beginners always forget to put this break in your switch. So if you don't put your break, your switch is going to behave wrongly. So the default is like else. If none of the cases match, the code inside default will run. Alright, so let's check this condition in our browser as our console. Alright, so this is it. Today is Monday. Alright, so that's it. Let's go back to our JS file and let's go to the next example. So here we are creating a variable called role admin. So I'm checking the role of a user. So we are checking the role of a user. If the role is admin, they see welcome admin. If it's user, they see welcome user. If it's guest, they see welcome guest. And if the role is something else, JavaScript runs the default case. So this is the condition with the switch. Let's check it in the browser. So you can see welcome admin. So this is it. So we'll do the same example with the if statement. So this does the exact same thing with the switch example. But notice something. With if and else, right, the code is longer and repeated many times. With switch, the code is cleaner and easier to read when you are checking one variable against many values. So, and this is it. Let's check it in the browser. And you can see nothing changed. Still the same welcome to admin. Alright, so let's go to the next part. Alright, so let's cut this and use a shortcut to know when to use the if or switch statement. So use the if and else statement when you are checking conditions. You are using ranges like comparison. You see, it's comparison, or you are combining logic, right? So that's when you can use the if statement. But then you can use the switch statement when you are checking one value against many exact same matches, like rows, days, menu options, states. Alright, so I think that is one of the most basic explanation on when you can use the switch and if statement. So today you learned what a switch statement is, how it works line by line, and how it compares the if and else. If the video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and practice these examples yourself. That's how you really learn JavaScript. Thank you.